Can I start my own business without a degree, you ask? I'd like to show you how I made it happen. Back in 1993, I was only 16 years old, so I was still in high school. I didn't even have a high school diploma. And most people say in order to start a business, you need a degree, or a lot of people think that. I'm here to tell you, in most cases, they're completely wrong. Yes, completely wrong. You do not need a degree to start a business. It's not a requirement. Remember, you're going to be your own boss. In the end, you're not answering to anybody. So why do you need a degree? Well, I want to touch on a couple of reasons why you might need a degree first. And this is important to understand because it depends on your actual trade, what you're actually getting into. If you're going to start a physician's center, right? If you're going to be a doctor, if you're going to see patients, you absolutely need a degree. You actually need a doctor's degree to do that. If you're going to practice law in your state, you need a law degree. Yes. So depending on the type of business that you want to start, you might actually need a degree. But for most businesses, and when I say most, probably well over 90% of them, you absolutely do not need a degree. So make sure to check with your CPA and with an attorney to make sure that what you're getting into doesn't require that you actually have a degree. Having said that, when I started my first business, I was 16 years old, and it was a baseball card shop. And no, there is no college for learning how to buy and sell baseball cards, so I did not need a degree. So let's touch on those type of businesses. You know, you might be in, say, the flower business. You might be in the restaurant business. I was in the baseball card business. None of those businesses need a degree. And there's obviously a lot of steps that you have to take to get there. But I'm a firm believer that a lot of people in the coming generations, and even the ones that exist, don't want to use any form of college. I mean, obviously they've learned something to apply towards their business, but for the most part, they don't need to spend 4, 6, 8, 10 plus years to go to college so they can learn how to start their own business. A lot of the college classes don't even apply to a business. You know, it could be something like music listening class or history class, or, you know, I'm not saying this isn't, you know, important to know about, but say even, you know, sociology and things like that. There's things that they require you to take, depending on the college, that you won't really use much in the real world at your place of business. So it's important to understand, if you're going to go in this direction, that you are signing up to be by yourself, to kind of, in a sense, take on the world without a quote-unquote formal education. And that's okay, because fancy YouTube University is here for you. You can learn about just about everything. I want to say you can learn about anything, because just about anything is on YouTube. Any legitimate business you want to get into, there are thousands of videos right now on YouTube that you can watch, just like this one, where either A, people will share their stories with you, explain how they got into them, teach you about things about that specific industry trade that you need to know. So in my particular case, I continued to buy, sell, and trade baseball cards at my store. I had an actual brick and mortar store in Overland Park, Kansas. And I continued to do that. I would travel to different card shows throughout America. They would have baseball card shows and things like that where we would buy, sell, and trade there as well. So that's kind of how, you know, I got my education. I call it, you know, the school of hard knocks. You know, it's educating yourself through experience, right? So I did have a teacher, the guy that started the baseball card shop that we ended up buying back in 1993 for a, you know, relatively small amount of money. It was a tiny little 400 square foot baseball card shop. I'm talking about 3 showcases, like a 6 or 8 foot table. You know, there was like a little baseball card vending machine and some shelves behind the counter. There was not much to it. It's a very small business. And you don't need a lot initially to start out. It's more yourself. It's more the hustle bustle, getting up every day and just doing the work yourself. And so I became a self-taught businessman. Now, I did go to college for a little over 4 years. I did get my wonderful associate degree, which hasn't done me anything whatsoever. I've got a piece of paper. I think I have an associate of arts degree. I think that's what it is, from like 1999, from a local community college. I was actually going to college at the same time that I was running the card store, because I kind of had that pressure like a lot of you have. Do I need college? My parents were telling me I need to go to college. I need to get a college degree so I can grow up and make a living. And honestly, that would have been for me the worst direction I could have gone, because my opportunity cost was huge at the time, because I was making a lot of money in my cards. And then we had gotten into Magic the Gathering and we had gotten into Beanie Babies. And if I had not continued to do those things, it would have stunted my growth or potentially not allowed me to grow and to the levels that I did in my card store. I might have even been out of business. So look up opportunity cost. We can discuss that on another video. But basically, in a nutshell, what that means is, if you're going to do something else that's going to take up your time, there's a cost in doing that, your time, right? And in addition to the cost of losing your time because, say, you're pursuing a college degree that maybe you don't believe in, you don't think is necessary, maybe that's a reason why you're watching this video is you're on the fence. Maybe you're 18 years old or 19 years old and you just got out of high school and you're hearing conflicting information and you don't know what the right decision is. That's ultimately going to come up to you. But I want you to be fearless. If you have the drive and you have this relentless pursuit for success, you're going to make it. You're going to make it if you continue to push through thick and thin, no matter what it takes. Even if you start your first business and it goes out of business, that's okay. Failing is okay. Most of the biggest successful people in the world have failed more times than anybody else. It's okay to fail. Just pick yourself back up, dust yourself off, try again, go back and do it again. If you continue to do that over the course of time, you are going to figure out a way to win. And think of it like this. Let's imagine for a second that success has 100 possibilities. So if you could eliminate, in this theory, you could eliminate all those possibilities of failure. There's 100 possible, places where you could fail. And if you could eliminate those 100, that you would be successful. Let's just imagine that that's the case. Well, every time you fail, think about it like you wrote on a piece of paper, you numbered it 1 through 100. And every time you failed, you crossed something off because that was one way that business wouldn't work. If you continue to do that, okay, I screwed up here, there's 1. I screwed up here, that's 2. Okay, that didn't work, 3. Okay, I'm never doing that again, 4. And you keep going. Eventually, you're going to cross everything off your list of 100 things and you're going to succeed. And the only thing that would stop you would be, let's say you're like 37 numbers in and you quit. You were almost halfway there. Let's say you were 50 numbers in. Almost halfway there. You just have to continue to learn from your mistakes. Don't take risks that could cost you your whole business, right? Don't go all in into necessarily one deal. Leave yourself some outs. You want to leave yourself the ability to get out of that situation as well. So for me, in my particular case, back to the opportunity cost, my time and my energy was a huge cost, but also the money that I was making as a result of not finishing up college. Since I was basically going to college part-time, I got my associate's degree, which is like a 2-year degree. It took me, a little over 4 years to get that. So because it took me, almost 4 years to get that, if I had just not gone to college, if I could go back, I love the experience, but if I could go back, I personally would not have ever messed with college. I would not have gone to traditional college, would not have gone to the community college. For me, it was virtually a waste of time. And that's just my honest opinion. Because I could have put those hours and focused more on my business. Instead of studying for a biology test or an introduction to music listening test, classes that I had no desire to do anything with my future with, if I could have focused that on just maybe buying another baseball card collection or looking for more Beanie Babies at my local Hallmark, I probably would have found more. I probably would have made more money and that would have helped my business out more. So there's a cost by going to college for me. Again, if you're trying to be a doctor or trying to be a lawyer, there's 2 great examples. You probably shouldn't be starting your own business at the beginning. You probably should focus for 6, 8, or 10 years on college. Refine, learn as much from your professors as you can so you can save somebody's life someday if you're a doctor, right? We want you to do that. And then somewhere down the line, you might want to start your own practice. You want to maybe start your own business, and that's okay. And that's the direction that I would go if I was going to go into one of those professions. But for a lot of you, especially as the world is changing, many things are becoming online, and a lot of stuff you do is remote work. Maybe you want to get into drop shipping and you just want to be able to be anywhere in the world, at home or on vacation, and run your drop shipping business. Great. You don't need to go to college for that. There's tons of courses online that you could buy. There's a lot of information for free on YouTube. And if I wanted to get into a drop ship course, that's where I would start. I would start online. And that's okay. So for these businesses where you want to start them online, Yeah, you don't need any form of degree to do that. But just know, this is the most important thing to get out of this video. The second you decide to go in the direction of not pursuing a college degree and starting your own business, you've got to stick with that plan for the rest of your life. That's what I want you to do. There's obviously the ability that if this doesn't work out for 20 or 25 years and you say, I want to go back to college in my 40s and then I want to become a doctor by the time I'm 50, and then there's people that are going to go down that. Remember, there's infinite possibilities here. But as a general statement, once you make that move and once you decide that you're going to do that, make sure you continue to run down that course. Make sure that you don't look back. Don't have second doubts. Don't be guessing yourself. Know that, hey, you made the right decision. This is what you want to do in your heart. You don't want to be tied to a day job. You don't want to be tied to an office job. You want to create your own reality through your own business and the love and passion of the things that you want to do in your business. So that's when you need to decide, am I all in to go in and do this for the rest of my life or not? And if you continue to go down that path, you'll continue to fail. It's okay to fail. And then you're going to learn from those mistakes from failing, and you're going to get better. And you're going to get better, and you're going to get better, and you're going to refine your business. And what that translates to in time is you'll make more money. Make sure to take care of your customers. Make sure when it's time to hire great people that you're hiring great people with high integrity, people that you want to work with. Don't hire people just to hire people. Find people that you enjoy, that make you laugh, that lift you up when you see them. After all, it's your business. So you set it up the way that you want to. You create your own environment for these people. You can create an incredible work environment for everybody, for yourself, for your people. So when you go down these lines, you're going to, in the end, create your own reality. So to sum up, let's sum up everything. The original question that you had was, can I start my own business without a degree? The answer is yes. The question is, are you ready to do it? Until the next video, thank you for watching.